Yo, what is up guys? Welcome to another WildRift video, and in today's video I will be playing Malphite. You guys have been requesting this video a lot, so today I have a really amazing game for you. As you can see, the video is over 30 minutes long. That's right, I have an absolute banger game for you. So in today's gameplay, I actually made a lot of mistakes, but I also had some sick plays. And it's a long game, so I can actually teach you a lot about Malphite, and I really will need that time. So in the beginning part of the video, I will be explaining to you how to build Malphite. If you want to skip to the gameplay, timestamps in the description. So about the build, this is tank Malphite, and this is pretty much the best Malphite, really. Like, I don't really like ability power Malphite. It's really good. I mean, no, it's good when you go for all-in team fight champions with Amumu, Yasuo, basically these AoE champions, right? Because that's insanely powerful. I could do that potentially, maybe, we'll see. But let's now talk about how to build Malphite. So you start with the Sunfire Aegis. You see the Bramblefest is not really worth getting in the early game anymore because they actually nerfed it. They nerfed the damage that it deals, so it's actually more worth to go for the Sunfire Aegis early game. So after you finish the Sunfire Aegis, you have a really good power spike. Like during the first dragon, you should be able to finish the Sunfire Aegis if you just farm up. You know, all you gotta do is just farm and don't die. If you do that, you will be able to accumulate 3000 gold, allowing you to get the Sunfire Aegis before the first dragon. So this is a major power spike, and after that you buy boots. And in 99% of the games I recommend plated steel caps. See, the thing with tank Malphite is he's really good into attack damage. So you actually always want to pick him against an attack damage matchup. And you generally want to pick him against either a full attack damage enemy, or if they only have like one ability power champion. If they have more ability power champions, it's not worth it to pick Malphite, because he just doesn't really work too well if you go for like if you go for a build like this. Because when you go for this, you're also going to be dealing less damage, because your abilities actually deal more damage the more armor that you have. More on this later, but basically pick him against attack damage. So after your Sunfire Aegis, as I said, you go for plated steel caps in 99% of your games. After that, the enchantment that you want to get, I don't really recommend you to get an enchantment as your second item already, but I'm already going to tell you what enchantments are good on him. Never go for stasis because you're a tank. Never go for this. Proto Belt could be okay to use Proto Belt and then ult in, but your ultimate is going to be more predictable with the Proto Belt, so keep that in mind. Gargoyle enchant is amazing, or Stone Plate as it says. This one allows you to be even tankier in team fights. Like, I would almost always go for this one. Just because after you've used your ultimate, after you've used all your damage, right? Like Malphite has like this insane combo where you use your ultimate and then third ability. After that, you can use the Gargoyle, so you can tank up the damage. So you've already dealt all your damage, and then you use the Gargoyle to tank up even more. So I would always tell you to go for Stone Plate. However, you could also go for Teleport. Teleport is generally a good one for Baron laners, right? But I'll put the Gargoyle here instead. So after your Sunfire Aegis, get the Bramblefest. It's still worth to get it, and I actually recommend you to finish off the Thornmill now, because the reason for that is that it gives you 75 armor. As I said, armor is amazing on Malphite, so you actually want to finish off the Thornmill as your second item. And as your third item, I have an Iceborne Gauntlet here. You may be thinking like, what is an Iceborne Gauntlet doing for Malphite? Let me explain. First of all, it gives you a lot of armor, so you do bonus damage on it. Secondly, if you have Iceborne Gauntlet, Thornmill, and plated steel caps, you are gonna have an insane amount of armor. So the Iceborne Gauntlet thingy is gonna be really big. You know, when you use your abilities, the Iceborne Gauntlet thingy is gonna be insanely big. You'll see that during the gameplay as well. You can actually also get a Randuin's Omen as your third item. Get this one if the enemies have a lot of crit damage. See, in the coming patch, there's going to be a lot of new crit items, and Randuin's Omen is going to be really good then. So keep that in mind. Randuin's Omen is going to be really good in the next patch, because a lot of crit items, right? So as your third item, as I said, I actually always recommend you to get an armor item. Do not get Force of Nature, just because, as I said, the more armor you get, the more damage you do as well, and just it skills really well with Malphite. So as I said, if you pick him into the right composition, you go for armor. So you can actually also get Frozen Heart as your third item. Frozen Heart is really good if the enemies have a lot of attack speed champions, right? If they just have a lot of attack speed champions, get the Frozen Heart. This one gives you 70 armor as well, guys. So you can also get the Frozen Heart here and then get the Iceborne Gauntlet later. So, you know, you could also get the Iceborne Gauntlet later. Force of Nature, get this one as your fourth item. I mean, you could get it as your third item if it's absolutely necessary, like if the enemy ability power champion is destroying you. But it's just not amazing on Malphite, because as I said, you really want to be stacking up that armor. But get it as your fourth item, because you do want to have some magic resistance, of course. And as your last item, it depends. Do you need more tankiness? Buy a tank item. But what I really like to do is just, boom, throwing a Leandris in there. Because what Leandris is going to do, first of all, it gives you bonus max health, which is always going to be good on a tank. But secondly, it gives you ability power and you deal damage based on the enemy's max HP. This is amazing, of course, and it deals bonus damage if the enemy is immobilized or slowed. So your ultimate ability is going to allow you to deal 2 times more damage with the Leandris. So that's why it's actually really good as a last item to go for on tank Gragas. Tank Malphite, what am I saying? So as your runes, Grasp of the Undying. You're a tank and Grasp of the Undying is just, you have to get this one. I'm not even gonna talk about the other ones, just get Grasp. As your second rune, if you're already decent at Malphite, I recommend Champion, because it really allows you to demolish the enemy laner in the early game with the Champion rune, right? But you can also go for Weakness. If you just want to let your teammates do the damage, I do not recommend it because it's really not good in the laning matchup. You could go for Brutal if you just want safe damage, but it's just not good. Brutal is really not good on Malphite in the early game. Champion, however, is really, really good. Now, as my third rune, I really like Conditioning. See, the thing is though, Champion is good in the early game and Conditioning is absolute trash in the early game, but I feel like Conditioning is still going to be absolutely worth it on tank Malphite, because after 5 minutes, you are gonna be hella tanky with Conditioning. Hella tanky, guys. You could also get Hunter Titan if the enemy has a lot of CC. However, as I said, I really recommend Conditioning because your ultimate already allows you to go right through any CC because you become unstoppable, right? So I would definitely recommend Conditioning. As your fourth rune, Sweet Tooth, because Sweet Tooth is broken. Now for your spells, Ignite and Flash. Always Ignite. It's just you don't need a barrier on Malphite, so always get an Ignite. So that was it about the build. Let's get into the gameplay. And I'm sorry that I didn't edit this video, but I literally recorded a video that's 1 hour and 10 minutes long. You guys will see that video in like a week, talking about all the new items. And I'm not gonna upload that video right now. I'm only gonna upload it when the new patch comes out, because I feel like that's only when it's gonna become relevant. But that video, oh, it's a real good video. I also have a special guest on it. You guys have to see it. So let's talk about Malphite. So I want to talk about which ability to upgrade first. It depends on what you want. So here you can see, I'm actually gonna, oh, never mind, I'm not gonna pause. So when you upgrade the second ability, you actually get bonus armor. And this is the thing that's really, really good about Malphite, right? When you play tank Malphite, you always want to upgrade your second ability, fully upgrade your second ability first. Here I actually did upgrade it first because I thought that I could trade with the Jax, and I mean, I did trade with him, but it's not really worth it. I could have destroyed the Jax more if I had upgraded my first ability first. Because in the early game, your first ability is still going to be dealing a nice amount of damage. Like you saw there, 51. It might not be a lot, but if you keep spamming it, it is actually quite a lot. And in this game, I didn't use the Champion rune. So if you're using Champion rune as well, it's going to deal like 58 damage or something, which is pretty insane. Ooh, I almost killed him. Huh, that was nice. So yeah, if I had actually used Champion rune in this game, I would have probably killed him right there. So that was a mistake by me in the build part. Take a look at what I'm doing here in this lane. I'm pinging my Wukong. Gank. This is a free gank. This is literally a free gank. Unfortunately, the Wukong chooses to farm instead, which is really not nice. And what I'm doing here is I'm just freezing the lane. I want to make the Jax lose a buttload of farm. And he is gonna lose a lot of farm here. Like this, what I'm doing right here, I did not backport. And see, the thing with Malphite is, him especially is really good at doing this, because your passive gives you a barrier like the Mountain Dragon equal to like 8% of your maximum health. So you are like a very safe champion when you get ganked, right? Because you have that bonus barrier. So that's why you can actually do something like this, right? Where you freeze the lane and just chill. So right now, we need to gank him. We need to gank him. So the Wukong is coming. I'm gonna slow him with my first ability, and he doesn't gank him. For some reason. I don't know what he was thinking. He used the sweeper and he chose to clear out the ward instead of ganking him. Interesting. That's quite unfortunate, and that means that I actually do have to go back right now, which is not ideal against a Jax, guys. You never want to leave a Jax alone with your turret. He's gonna get that turret super fast, even in the early game. So now, you've entered a new phase of Malphite. This is when you get level 5, right? When you reach level 5, you get the ultimate, and here you have to decide. You either want to use it before 3 minutes, or you don't really want to use it at all, because you kind of want to keep it for the first dragon, right? It's like, even if you can get a kill in your lane, it's generally going to be worth more if you keep it for the first dragon. Which I'm likely going to do in this game, because especially I told my teammate, yo, you're going to pick Yasuo? He said, yeah, and that's why I picked Malphite. So Malphite becomes infinitely better when you have a Yasuo in your team. And I literally told this mid laner, yo man, you gonna pick Yasuo? He said, yeah, sure. And I picked Malphite, right, to combo it in team fights. And you'll see later on in this game how good it's gonna be. By the way, this is gonna be an absolutely intense game. This enemy Jax, you have to see this video. You just, I'm not gonna spoil. I'm not gonna say anything. I just mentioned that the Jax is gonna do something. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. So, as a Malphite, in the early game, as I said, you should really be able to demolish your lane. As I said in this video, I didn't use the champion rune, and you can see that it was actually a pretty big mistake. Not using the champion rune is actually so stupid on Malphite, because you can play your lane so safely, and you can... And here, by the way, Sunfire Aegis, very easy to get before the first dragon. As I said, I'm 0-0, I just farmed, and now I'm going to my team. So right now, see, the problem is Jax. If I am there, we should 100% absolutely demolish the team fight. There is no way that we lose this fight. No way. Unless my team just engages like idiots, which looks like they're doing right now. Boom and boom. Even though they engaged like idiots, we got the dragon easy peasy. However, the Jax did get the turret, and it does kind of suck that he got the turret, but it's worth. This is worth, because I was able to get 2 kills, and we're getting the dragon. As long as we do not feed the Jax right now, it is fine. He doesn't have that much gold. Like, as you can see, he only has 200 more gold than me. So this is absolutely worth it. And they did actually give Jax a kill, unfortunately. It's not the end of the world, but yeah, not the best. So, this is what you want to do on Malphite. You do not want to split push, you want to rotate to the dragon. In almost every single case, you want to rotate, because as a Malphite, you should be able to just win the team fight for your team. It's really easy to win a team fight with your team with a Malphite, especially at the first dragon, guys. And they just gave Jax another turret. Ooh, ooh, ooh. That's not good, guys. This Jax is starting to become pretty fat. So at this point, I am not able to 1v1 the Jax anymore. He's gonna absolutely demolish me in 1v1. So I have to be a bit careful there. And look at the map, guys. You can see 3 people in the bot lane, 1 person in the mid lane. I was like, sure, I'm just gonna push. Why the hell not? And Akali is coming, but I'm just gonna get like the first thingy of the turret, and then I should go back. Yeah. Akali shouldn't be able to kill me. Like, you're super tanky. Even though it's an Akali, your tankiness should allow you to survive against her. Unless she goes like all in with her ultimate and flash and ignite. Then she could of course kill you, but yeah. I mean, that's just how it works. So here I have my ultimate again. And whenever you get your ultimate, you want to look for something. And here, also, another tip that I have for you guys. This is a tip in general. Look at the scoreboard and look at when your teammates have abilities. Like, take a look at your teammates' ability cooldowns. Like, especially for me, I have to take a look at the Yasuo cooldown. I have to check whether or not his ultimate is available. If his ultimate is available, we should fight for sure. Because my ultimate and his ultimate combined is gonna be an absolute teamfight winner. We're gonna be able to completely demolish them with that. Unless the Jax get fed, because the Jax can just shred right through our team. But the Jax is not that fat right now, it's fine. So let's take a look at this. Oh, Wukong just died. I used my ult. This was a beautiful ult. Wow. That was so good, but Unfortunately, our jungler died before the fight had even started, which results in us still losing the team fight. And this is just so bad for us right now. Like, this should have been a free fight. When you have a Malphite in your team, you just want a 5 versus 5. Malphite? Oh no. Oh, I killed him. Huh. No way. And he flashes and kills me. But that's totally worth it. I killed the Jax. This guy used his flash, the Xin Zhao, and they killed him as well. You know, I did my job. I did amazingly. I shut down the Jax, which is really important in this game, guys. So after your Sunfire Aegis, like as I said, Sunfire Aegis is your first power spike, but it only gets better from here. Here you're going to be building armor, and that's where you're actually going to become super tanky. You're going to be dealing a lot of damage. And see, the reason that it's especially good to build a lot of armor on Malphite is because of the passive. It's, you know, you have a mountain dragon. You literally have a mountain dragon. So the barrier that you get also has armor, right? So it effectively, you have 108% of your HP. Not 100, but 108. But look at this guy, how much damage he's dealing. I was forced to use my gargoyle. Like, I didn't want to deal with his damage, yeah? Man, that Jax damage, poo. It's very scary, actually. So the next dragon is spawning, and you know what that means. I have to rotate. However, I was thinking here, like, okay, you know what? I want to rotate, but I do not want to give another turret to Jax. And here I'm backporting, but I saw the Jax again, and I was like, no. I do not want to deal with a Jax that gets an inhibited tower. So I'm pushing out yet another wave. All my team has to do is wait. Just wait for me. I'm just pushing out the wave. Just wait. They even got a kill. However, they traded the Yasuo. That is so bad. Here I'm telling my team, guys, please, Jax will be there before me. Do not engage. What are they doing? And now we cannot win the fight anymore. You could see this whenever enemies and your teammates die, whenever it becomes like a 3 versus 3 situation, you won't win anymore. Oh, I hit him. That was such a clean hit on the Akali. I tried to go for him, but actually he got saved by his team. And you can see right now, you are like, Malphite is significantly weaker in like a 3 versus 3 situation compared to a 5 versus 5. Of course, because in a 5 versus 5 situation, your ultimate is way more impactful, right? So let's now talk about the third ability. And this is perhaps an underrated ability that not every Malphite player pays enough attention to. And the thing about the third ability is it reduces the attack speed of all the enemies hit. This is huge. Whenever you go in the middle of the enemies, boom, use your third ability and slow all of their attack speeds. And I think the third ability also deals bonus damage equal to your armor. So that's why getting more armor is of course really, really good. And here the Senna overextends and he just dies. Really, really stupid. And I do not have my ultimate. I pinged my ultimate cooldown. But my team did not see it. And the Jax quadra kill. And only now do I have my ultimate. But the Jax got the pentakill. And look at this. I get really mad at my team here. I ping my ultimate is on a cooldown and you go in. This is horrible. Like, this is what you really have to do on a Malphite. Always let your team know when your ultimate is on a cooldown. Because you don't want to fight when your ultimate is on a cooldown. The whole point of Malphite is his ultimate, guys. So here we just gave Jax a pentakill. And we gave them the Infernal Dragon. So that means Jax is gonna get like a whole nother item and he has the Infernal Dragon, which means he's gonna be unkillable. Right now, we cannot win a team fight anymore. The only way that we should approach this game is trying to catch out an enemy. And even if, I'm pretty sure that the Jax can like 1v5 us at this point. So the only, like, when you're in a situation like this, the only thing that you want to do is try to catch out an enemy. And especially with a Malphite, you can catch out an enemy. So right here, boom, I only got the Braum, unfortunately. However, we still called him out. An easy kill. Right now, we just killed the Braum. This is exactly how you can still win a team fight, even though you're behind with a Malphite. I mentioned to you that Malphite is really good in 5 versus 5 situations. However, He's of course also good in 5 versus 2 situations, right? As long as you have your team with you, he's just good. Because your ultimate is gonna allow you to catch out an enemy very easily. So here we're in a 1v5 situation with the Jax. Let's see what's gonna happen. He's running away, but we have the dragon that gives us movement speed, right? So we should be able to catch up to him. He flashes away. I don't have energy and he just escaped. Oh my god. Yeah, this is the problem right now. They have the Infernal Dragon. They have a lot of damage. Here, look at this. Just look at this. How insane is this? We just, like, we got ourselves so behind. Look at how tanky I am, by the way. Like, this is what happens when you get the Gargoyle on Malphite too. Whenever you pop the Gargoyle, especially against champions that are like burst champions, like Jhin, right? They're gonna deal 0 damage to you. So I want to talk about the matchup against Jhin especially. Malphite is probably the single biggest counter to Jhin, guys. Jhin can never kill a Malphite. That's truth. Even if the Jhin is like super ahead, when you play Malphite with armor, Jhin is never gonna kill you. Never. Like, actually never. He's seriously never ever gonna kill you. So that's a good tip that I have for you guys right now. Whenever the enemy picks a Jhin, it makes Malphite infinitely better, right? Because he's the ADC and he's never gonna be able to kill you. Because Jhin doesn't build Blade of the Rune King. He only goes for crit. And you can just buy armor against it. So here, let's talk about this call right here. We see the Jax in the bot lane and we just force the Baron. This is good because we're super behind in this game. And the enemy Jax is the problem champion, right? Oh, I failed my ultimate here really bad. And we got the Baron. And oh, the Jax just teleported in. So we want to run. We wanna try to survive as many of our teammates as possible, and we just basically survived the game. This is what you want to do. Survive the game, right? We just, yeah, 2 of us died, but we got the Baron, which means that the enemy cannot get the Baron. All we want to do right now is just not lose an inhibitor tower and survive. Even if we lose the dragon, it's okay. As long as we get to the late game, as long as all of our teammates get fed. Because see, the thing is, the enemy Jax is super fed right now. He's the big strong guy and we are little kids right now. We want to slowly become big strong guys as well, so we can deal with the Jax. Because right now we can never kill the Jax. So in a situation like this, just chill and wait for the late game. Wait for the Elder Dragon, and that's when you want to take a fight, right? Of course, Baron is also very important. That's why we took the risk to do it. You kind of have to take risks like that. Whenever we saw the Jax in the bot lane, we just went for it. Right now, I can get an Iceborne Gauntlet. And I actually, this is like an item that I desperately need. And yet again, what we're doing right here, we're taking a risk. And boom, look at that ultimate. Oh my god. Look at that. However, it's still not enough. This is how behind we are in the game. Look at this. No. Oh no. Oh no. They can just finish in the top side of the map. Actually, no, they're pretty low. Yeah, they're pretty low. Can this guy defend? Oh, he has the Baron. They would have been able to finish, but they have the Baron. So here I was like, that one fight before the Infernal Dragon, that's what lost us the game. And I was right about that. That one fight before that Infernal Dragon is ultimately what lost us this game, because it got the Jax super ahead and it's going to be really hard for us to come back in this game. We really need to play it safe, and because the Baron is going to spawn soon. What is he doing? Because the Baron is going to spawn soon again, we have to take that Baron as well somehow. We somehow have to steal or take that Baron and then wait for the Elder Dragon, and then we want to fight. Then maybe we could fight. That's the only way we can win. See, the thing is, as I said, Malphite is not the type of champion to solo carry a game. You're a teamfight utility-based champion. So a champion like Jax, if he's fed, is a big problem for you. And all you can do is just wait for the late game. Boom! We caught them out. As I said, this is the power of Malphite. Look at this, we just caught them out. Free 2 kills. Now we need to back off. However, the Wukong goes in, and I cannot just let the Wukong go in and, you know, let him die. But here, look at the Jax. Just look at the Jax. Ah, man. Jax just went on the Kai'Sa and the Senna, and we cannot do anything against the Jax. And as the Kai'Sa said in the chat, we shouldn't have gone further. We should have just gone back, and yeah. So right now the next item that I'll be getting is Frozen Heart. This is an absolute must buy in a situation like this. Even though the enemy Jhin is not going to benefit, I'm not going to benefit a lot from it against the Jhin. It's going to be really good against the Jax and against the Xin Zhao, and that's why I'm getting it. I just want to deny the Jax, right? I just want to stop the Jax from dealing damage, and that item, I forgot the name, is going to reduce his attack speed by 20%. So ultimately reducing his damage by 20%, right? They got the Baron. They stole the Baron. 2 of them died, but they stole the Baron, which means we can survive the game. Hell yeah. That is so nice. And what they did was perfect. They had to do that, because if the enemy took Baron, we would have lost the game. We would have just lost the game, right? So right now it's 3 versus 5, and we do not have the Yasuo. All we want to do is just try to save turrets, right? We have the Baron buff, so we can just buff our minions and save turrets. Oh, that was tragic. Oh, that was so tragic. That was so tragic. If I hit that ultimate, it was a free kill on the Akali. That was so tragic. He says, oof. That was tragic. That was actually tragic. Oh, yeah, I even said sad. That was so sad. If only I had hit that ultimate. Oh, that would have been so good. So, okay, enough about crying about that. In the late game, when you finish off all your items and you fully upgrade the your ultimate is going to be on like a 25 to 30 second cooldown, which is actually huge. I don't know what the Yasuo did. No. No. But they dive too deep. Boom, look at that ultimate. We're winning. Look at this, we're winning. They got our turret, but we're winning. We actually saved the game right here. Whenever the enemy dives your turret, this is yet another power of Malphite, guys. You have your ultimate. Use your ultimate while they're under your tower, and they cannot do anything, even if they're super ahead. Guys, if you play Malphite to his powers, he's incredibly powerful. As I said, his powers are fighting at the dragon, and also when you become level 5, doing an all-in 1 versus 1. His other power is 5 versus 5 team fights. His other power is catching out enemies. So here I said no. And the reason that I said no is because it's really risky. But my teammates are actually smart. They buy teleport and they went for it. I found it too risky because... Yeah, here of course I go on the Xin Zhao, because I don't want him to go on the dragon. And we got it. We got the Elder Dragon. So yeah, I told them to actually not do it because I didn't want to risk it because it's solo queue. I thought that they would not use their... Oh, I filled my flash. I thought that they would not use their teleport, but they actually did use teleport, which makes it a really beautiful call. Yeah, I even told them here, didn't think you'd teleport, and they did it really well. It was well played. So I told my team here, right, well played. Because in solo queue, it's kind of risky to do things like that, but they actually did do it well, right? And whenever when I saw the teleport go through, I immediately finished off the dragon as well, because I knew it was a good call, right? So yeah, whenever I finish my Frozen Heart right now, it's still not a 1 game by the way, but yeah, if we just 5 versus 5 right now, we can actually win the game. I told you guys how to win a game like this, and look at that frost, what is it called? Look at that Iceborne Gauntlet, by the way. How big is that radius? I told them here, guys, don't fight, let me shop, please. Whenever you can get those power spikes in the late game with the items, get it. It's really, really important, especially the Frozen Heart. And here, yeah, I'm gonna get the Leandris as my last item. So the Jax is alone. Look at this, the Jax is alone. So normally we wouldn't be able to kill the Jax, but right now with the Elder Dragon we actually have true damage. So as you can see, it's still really hard to kill him, but we're dealing damage to him. Here, look. With the true damage, we're actually killing him. We killed the Jax. We just killed the Jax. And this, I don't wanna go for the Baron, because the Xin Zhao can steal it. What I want to do instead is whenever I get my ultimate, just kill all of them. And right now I can even take a fight with them. See, whenever you get the Elder Dragon on tank Malphite, it should be game over because you're super tanky and you're going to be dealing a lot of damage as well, especially because of the way that Malphite's abilities work. You can deal a lot of AoE damage, which allows you to deal the true damage to all of the enemies, right? So whenever you get the Elder Dragon, you should always win with Malphite. He's like one of the best champions with Elder Dragons. We even got the Elder Mountain Dragon. Just look at the barrier that I have. Yeah, here I just wanted to kill the Braum. As you can see, my ultimate is on like a 37-second cooldown, so it's fine. I can just use it like that, it's fine. We can just kill them one by one. It's totally worth it. We should not, like in a situation like this, don't rush the Baron. Because we can just kill the enemies one by one, and then we can go for the Baron. Like right now, we've killed 3 of the enemies. We can just get the Baron. Like we could have gone for the Baron after killing the Jax. But it's not worth it because there's still 4 enemies up and they could potentially win the fight, or they could of course steal the Baron, and that could win them the game. So don't take risks, just keep killing them one by one, because the death timers in the late game are super long. Death timers are like what, 1 minute long almost, so that's why. And this Jhin, I'm pretty sure that the Jhin would take over 50 shots or something to kill me, maybe even like 60-70 shots. I'm not even kidding with you. It's insane how tanky you are against a Jhin. It's absolutely insane. Like that champion is absolutely useless into a Malphite. It's funny. It's actually funny if you see how much damage he deals to you. Here we're doing the Baron because the jungler is not up yet. I'm actually not helping them with the Baron. I'm just making sure that the jungler doesn't come. Whenever he gets close, I would just use my ultimate on him and push him away, right? So here I should have actually gotten 1 more minion for the Leandris, which I'm gonna do right now. I just need 1 more minion, then I get the Leandris, and when you have a build like that with the Elder Dragon, I'm telling you, you are gonna do so much damage. It's absolutely insane how much damage you're gonna deal. It's actually crazy, and you'll see it, you'll see. Like my build right now is insane. So right now, I actually want to stay with the Yasuo, because that's the whole thing with Malphite. Yasuo plus Malphite is an insane combo, so it would have actually been better if someone else would have split pushed and let me and Yasuo in the mid lane, because we can just kill like 3 enemies at the same time if I just use my ultimate, right? So yeah, oh, the Jax. So that's kind of unfortunate that the Yasuo is not with me. But here I'm just, you know, whenever you get the Baron in the late game, it's really good to push 1-3-1, which means 1 in the top lane, 1 in the bot lane, and 3 in the mid lane. This is basically the most powerful and most efficient way of pushing. And yeah, they're just winning the fight right now because we have the Elder Dragon, right? As I said, whenever you're behind against a champion like Jax, Darius, Nasus, basically these champions that deal a lot of damage are bruisers, you just want to chill. You want to chill into the late game, especially with a champion like Malphite, who is like a team-wide CC champion and a tank. You don't want to rush things. Just relax, get to the late game, and win the game, because you're ultimately going to become better than that enemy bruiser. Right, so I really hope you guys enjoyed that video. Let's take a look at how much damage I actually dealt as a Malphite. 33,000 damage as a tank Malphite, guys. How insane is that? Did you see that? Did you see how much damage a Malphite can do even though you're playing tank? So thank you so much for watching, and yeah, I will see you all in the next Wild Rift video. Bye bye.